Okay, time for the big reveal.
Let's do this.
Let's talk about the marking system. Who's found it so far? Show of hands?
Took me a while.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious when we were shooting Prohibition Monty. I was doing distance reading with Alan, and he thought somebody was coding it to me. For the life of him, couldn't figure out how I was reading marks that he couldn't see from like the other side of the room. Yeah. And it's all down to this, and I'll explain, once I've explained the system, I'll explain why you can read it from such a big distance as well as so close up, because you might think, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. You will be able to do it.
Yeah, it's so easy.
I'll explain why. So let's talk about the marking system. So the first thing you need to know is that these circles here, which are in approximately the same position as on a bicycle playing card, with the little angels riding their little bicycles. We again went for a very simplistic back design here, so it's still got elements of standard playing cards, bit of sacred geometry, and just a very nice, simple, classy design. But these circles, so whether it's this way or this way, both got the same marking. It's the circles that code you what it is. So you'll notice that on this card, the circle gets very thick, well, not very thick, thick enough at the top. Whereas on this card, the circle gets quite thick over on this side, in the 3 o'clock position, if you think about it as a clock. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. The next card gets very thick in the 6 o'clock position. The next gets very thick in the 9 o'clock position. And the final card doesn't have any thickness at all, but he doesn't feel left out.
Yeah, total eclipse.
Yeah. So that tells you essentially that these cards are numbered 1 through 5. The ESP symbols are considered as representative of the numbers 1 through 5. The circle is known as the number 1 because there is one line in a circle. The cross is number 2 because there are 2 lines. There are 3 wavy lines here. That represents 3, of course. There are 4 sides to a square, so that's number 4. And there are 5 points to the star, so that's number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're just going around the clock. 12, 3, 6, 9, none.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the marking system.
Yeah, so essentially, if we take the circle, for example, we know the circle is number 1 in the set of ESP cards. So the first sort of marking, so I see them as like this is the first marking, the second marking, the third, the fourth, and the fifth is none. So I see the circle thicker in the first position for the first marking. That's how I know it's the circle. And then, yeah, so it's just kind of like, maybe that's why you called it eclipse. Because it looks like the moon going in front of the sun and you get the...
That was exactly why.
Makes perfect sense to me now. It's baffled me for months.
Yeah, that's where it came from. I was literally sitting on my couch and like a lightning flash, I saw an eclipse in my head and I was like, oh, I wonder if that could be used for a marking system. It literally, the idea came to me fully formed. It was very, very bizarre.
A gift from the gods.
Yeah, so I just tried it by making some little circles on Photoshop and yeah, it turned out really well, and it's super baffling. Fools everybody. So yeah, that's how the marking system works. So, of course, when you're close to it, it's very easy to see. People that are looking at the cards will not see anything because it's not like a speed reader or anything like that. The backs are so plain and so simple that they simply can't see anything. When you're reading it from a distance, though, it's very interesting because You will have seen in the trailer that little clip of us when we were shooting Rooster.
Yeah.
He was going through the cards. I was looking through a mirror on the other end of the room and reading the markings. And the thing with that, like I can't focus like at that distance. I don't think anyone can unless they're long-sighted, right? But because of the nature of how the markings work, because it's just about thickness, even if your eyes are out of focus, even if they're a bit blurry, you can still understand how.
Yeah, because you're not
where the thickness is.
reading like a pattern or a shape or a number or something like that. It's just the thickness of the circle.
Yeah, exactly. So you can always tell which is the heavier side of the circle, and if there is no heavier side of the circle,
It's just so
it's the
clear.
star.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a killer. You can literally like stick it on the other end of the room, and you can read what it is. So yeah, I mean, try it. Just close your eyes, shuffle them up, take one, stick it on the wall, open your eyes, see if you can tell what it is. That's the waves, by the way.
And so it is.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the marking system. That's the most fun thing about this, is just being able to do ridiculous things, sticking it on the other side of the room. I can't wait to take this to conventions. Like, we were at a convention a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't allowed to show anyone. So.
But now you can.
But now I can. So yeah, that's the marking system. We'll talk about tricks. Hey?
One final thing about the marking system. What I really like about this is your eyes don't need to like scan the entire back of the card. You don't need to look over here and then here. It's just your eye, so you can even read them faster. So not only can you read them at a distance, but you can also read them faster, like at one glance, because you only ever need to bring your eyes to the circle on the back of the card, and then you've got it. So it's not like you're looking at both, like you don't have to see both circles or anything else. It's just bring your eyes straight to one point, and then you've got it instantly. I love that.
Yeah, it does make things a lot easier. Like I've used a lot of different ESP cards over the years, and while I think some of the marking systems are absolutely brilliant, for me, I just found them a bit difficult to catch straight away.
This is literally instantly.
Yeah, and that was totally by accident, but happy days. So yeah, that's it.
That's it.
See you next time.
Yeah, I'm going over.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go into tricks. We shot a little like 25-minute act when we were shooting Iris, because the girl there was super into the mentalism stuff. Yeah. So I thought, well, let's do the eclipse act. So at the end of all of this, I'll show you how to set up the deck, so that if you do want to do it, like all of the effects one after another as like a full little close-up show, parlor show, you can. But yeah, you've got to start somewhere. So let's talk about the ESP opener.
Let's do it.